Okay, right now in question 2, they say that determine which two consecutive levels the difference in the number of investors is given by 6 times 2 to the power of 17. Now we are still dealing with the same sequence. Now remember, from that sequence we have that a equals to t1, which is going to be basically b1, and also we have that our r is equals to 4. Now remember, this is a geometric series. Now if you had to write down the general term of a geometric series, it is given as tn equals to r sorry a dot r to the power of n minus 1. And if we do write down that geometric series using the substituting the a and the r, basically it should be, if you sub in 1, so it just can be just 4n minus 1. All right, now that is just the first part of it, just for us to know what's actually happening there. And now they say that determine between which two consecutive levels the difference in the number of investors is given by 6 times 2 to the power of 17. Now by consecutive levels, it can either be like, but what they mean by consecutive levels, it means that that number can either be between level 1 and 2, or it can either be between level 2 and 3, or 4 and 5, or 6 and 7, meaning those are consecutive levels. It means that if we move from 6, we must go to 7. So they can either be between that, and between that. So that number can either be between 2 and 3, 4 and 5, or 6 and 11, or on and so on. But in terms of n, it means that tn plus 1 minus tn, it should give us 6 times 2 to the power of 17. All right, now using tn plus n plus 1, so basically if you had to find that number, it was basically going to be n comma n plus 1. Now if we find tn plus 1 using the geometric sequence that we found, the general term of this geometric sequence, basically it's gonna be 4n plus 1 minus 1, then minus tn is given as just 4n minus 1, then we're gonna have 6 times 2 to the power of 17. If we do that, that will become just 4n minus 4n minus 1 equals to 6 times 10 to the power of 17. Now what I want you to remember, that according to exponential laws, if you have something like xn multiplied by xm, you're gonna get xn plus m, right? Now for us to separate 4n using that rule, is basically going to be 4n multiplied by 4 to the power of minus 1. All right, so we're going to have a 4n minus 4n dot 4 minus 1 equals to 6 times 2 to the power of 17. Now what we can do, we can take out that 4n as the common factor, and then say 1 minus 4 to the power of minus 1 equals to 6 times 2 to the power of 17. Then we can say for n, if we use a calculator, so 1 minus 4 to the power of minus n minus 1, you're gonna get 3 over 4 equals to 6 times 2 to the power of 17. Now to get rid of that 3 over 4 on the right hand side is to multiply both sides by the reciprocal. So we're gonna have 4n multiplied by 3 over 4 times 4 over 3, and then on that other side as well, we're gonna have 6 times 2 to the power of 17 multiplied by 4 over 3. Then we're gonna have a 4n And the other thing that we can do, ne, what we can do, we can just only multiply 6 with that. We don't have to involve that, because I see that we may need to change that into a base of 4, or we can change that base and then have it as a base of 2. So if we say 6 times 4 over 3, we get it to be 8 times 2 to the power of 17. All right, then we can basically change that to 2 times 2 to the power of n equals to 2 to the power of 3 multiplied by 2 to the power of 17. Then that will become 2 to the power of 2n equals to 2 to the power of 3 plus 17. Then it will be 2 to the power of n equals to 2 to the power of 20. Now, seeing that our bases are all the same, we can drop those exponents and have 2n equals to 20. Then we can say divide both sides by 2. If you divide both sides by 2, your n is basically going to be 10. Now, we found out that our n is 10. Ne? Now, the consecutive levels, ne, is going to be between 10 and n plus 1, which is basically going to be 11. So it's going to be between let me write that one. So that number, so we're gonna say that between which two consecutive levels. So 6, therefore 6 times 10 to the power of 2 is going 17 is going to be between level 10 and level 11. All right, because if you say n plus 1, so it means so it's going to be between level 10 and level 11, and then that's how you can write your answer at the end, and you can sure get the whole entire full marks. All right.